Good morning and welcome to another episode here, the Organic Roads Allotment. Right, today we got a few tasks to do again, and these are actually the nicer tasks. So I'm going to plant out some of my crops that have actually gotten too big for the polytunnel, and the ones that are not ready, I'm also going to put them in bigger pots. Okay, I'm excited to go and see how they are doing right now because it's been a hot couple of days. Okay, so let's go and see. So it's always really interesting to open the polytunnel and see because I'm never really 100% sure what condition the seedlings are going to be. What I have actually done is I've put this netting on top of my polytunnel just to cut out some of the light. I don't know whether this is a good idea or not, but I just kind of like wanted to give him a bit of a shade because sometimes it gets too hot, and by the time I get here, even though it's only 9 o'clock today, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's already really getting really warm. And I think the polytunnel does actually hold the heat because I don't have much of a vent. I am going to create a vent on the door here. So what I'm planning on doing is just kind of like cutting this part of the door open so that on days like this, I can leave this part open. So they will still be warm, but at least not cooking in there. Okay, let's go and see how they're doing. And it is warm in here. But it looks like our crops are doing good. So we still got our butternut squash there. I'm thinking about planting those out because it's too hot in here. Some cauliflower, broccoli, and some European cantaloupe here. The ones that are really loving it in here is the cucumbers and the marigold. Yes, they are definitely ready to be planted out. I've got some stuff in a propagator from home. So I've got some sweet peppers there, and I've got some sort of, I think this is cantaloupe again. I've got melon here, Hell's Best, and what is this one? This is watermelon sugar baby. So again, I'm going to put those in bigger pots because I think being in the smaller propagator does actually stop them somehow getting bigger. So I've got some tomatoes at the end there, and yeah, some of my hot peppers are actually starting to come up. So I've got these hot peppers here. These are habanero chocolate, and I've got some red cherry hot peppers there. The Bailey New Mix haven't actually done that well. There is a little one here just about coming up. And I've got some tomatoes here. This is my Cherokee purple tomatoes. I've planted out some of these watermelons already outside, and I'll show you that. The honeydews, they are absolutely loving it. And I've got there, I think these are Roma VF. The Mascotka haven't come up at all. I've got in here some cayenne long chilies and some habanero red. So they've actually started to come up. Underneath there is I put in some peas, but for some reason they are not particularly up. However, the sweet corn hasn't actually wasted any time. So I do really have to sort of like transplant this out now, because even the ones that I've just put in a few days back on the 12th of April, they are already looking really, really big. And there's another set of them on this side. Yeah, they seem to be loving it. Okay, so I'm feeling the heat in here, so I'll get out. Whew. 5 minutes in there and I'm already sweating. But anyway, on the outside, I've got on the right side there, I've got some courgettes and then some cantaloupe here. And this is my blacktail mountain watermelon. I'm gonna put the two others in that bed on the edge there, so I can put up a support alongside these two beds. Okay. There's a few things that I have to do before I do all of that. One of them is to create a mixture. I've actually bought a bag of perlite, and I'm going to mix some of my rotted down horse manure under these tabs here. So I'm gonna create a mixture of this rotted down horse manure with some compost and perlite, just to create a mixture that's much more sort of like will allow the water to actually like go through, but will not dry out as quickly as the compost that I've actually been using. Okay, so let's see how far we will go with number one, potting all of this out and cleaning up as well, and just trying to remove a lot of the hazards that I've got around the allotment, because obviously when you have a working allotment, sometimes you run out of space where to put things, and I want everything to be in its place so I can walk without tripping around. The onions are loving it, smashing it, and I've also got the garlic chives are also absolutely doing well. There's a few carrots that have come up, and the potatoes in here are also doing very, very well. The ones in the bags have also started to come up. So what I'm gonna do is, once they get a little bit bigger, I'll fill it in with some more compost, and we'll keep doing that up until the top of these bags. And also I'll do the same with this bed. I'll just keep filling the bed with more and more compost as the potatoes are starting to actually like get bigger. Okay, let's get to work. Okay, this is I'm now going to actually like create a few pots that size to just put in some of my polytunnel seedlings that have outgrown their pots, especially like some of those broccolis. If they are not ready to be planted out yet, I'm definitely going to be putting them in a bigger pot. And some of the cantaloupes, I'm going to already plant those out today, so not much of a problem. But I've got some tomatoes, like this tomato here is looking a bit sorry for itself. This is a San Mariano tomato, so I need to put that in a bigger pot as soon as I can. And the honeydews here, those needs to go in the ground, and I'm possibly going to put up some of the marigold just because I'm not ready to put them somewhere yet. Butternut squash, definitely new pot. Okay, so let me show you the mixture that I would like to put them in. So I bought 100 liters of perlite, which from a little bit of research that I've done and some of the knowledge that I've gained from the elders here at the allotment. If I mix this compost with perlite, it will help in like water absorption and sort of distribution to the roots of little seedlings and even some of the plants that are a lot bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix some of this perlite in here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, what I have is I've got 50 liters of compost, organic compost, and I'm going to mix in this is about 2 liters of perlite. As you can see, this already looks, the compost itself already looks really good, but with the perlite, this is a mixture that's going to save a lot of my seedling from drying out, because this compost is really good, but when it dries out, it becomes almost brick-like. So it does hold water well, but it's just I've noticed that it doesn't really have slow release properties. So it's either wet, like really nice and moist, or most of the time, by the time I, let's say, come at the end of the day to come and water my little seedlings, they will be very dry. I don't know why, so that's why I was actually thinking about part of the research I've done says that I should try either perlite, which is this I think is heated volcanic rock. I could be wrong. And there's another sort of soil compost improver called vermiculite, but this is the one that I was able to actually like buy in bulk. I've got a 100-liter bag, so that's why I'm trying this out first. So I'm going to mix this in with some of the compost that I'm going to transplant my sweet corn and my butternut squash on the ground over there. So I'm going to be putting some of this. This is going to be mixed in with like my rotted down horse manure, just to have like a really well draining and sort of also like with good water holding property. And I think with this, because they are really soft and fluffy, and you could see like I could pretty much break this up with my finger. Well, I don't think that's recommended, but I'm learning as I'm going. And I think if I knew this right at the beginning in January, if you've been watching my channel, you've noticed that I've been preparing my my allotment since January. And if I knew that in January, I would have already got this perlite and mix it in with like the compost that I filled those bags with, these beds with. So you will notice that when I will open that in a minute, and I've put some horse manure in it, and they'll either be, I'm hoping that they're really they're moist but not wet, because I don't want to like transplant all my plant in very, very wet compost. So we'll see in a minute. This is almost mixed up, and I'll show you in a minute when I'm actually going to be transplanting some of the sweet corn in one of those beds. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I'm now just checking these beds. I've put this in, I've filled these beds about, I think at the beginning of April. And it's almost now end of April, 27th. So I'm just checking to see how the compost is looking, and it's looking pretty good. So what my intention will be now is I'm just, before I plant out any of my seedlings here, like I've got some cantaloupe and watermelon to plant on the left side of this bed, because I want to create a support here between these two beds. So what I'm gonna do is turn this over, because I want this compost to be incorporated into the soil that is under here. So all I'm doing is just quickly going to turn this over. This is really good soil under here as well, because this is where my greenhouse used to be, somewhere around here. So the soil here is already really good. So all I have to do now is turn it over, use some of the compost, organic compost mixed in with perlite, because this is just horse manure. I want to give it a little bit more nutrients still, just so that I eliminate any doubt really of whether anything I'm going to transplant in here will take nicely. So I'm going to use my companion guidebook, which I brought with me today. So I will plant out the main things I need to put in this bed, which is the watermelons there, 2 of them, and about 4 cantaloupes. Now, once I've done that, I'll then use the companion chart to see, okay, what else can I plant together with that? Because I don't want to put things that aren't friends. Okay, I'll show you my companion guard. I'll just grab my perlite mixture, but first let me turn this over and I'll show you those 2 things and what I'm gonna be trying to do to help myself make a decision on what to put in here. Okay, that's a lot to take in, so I'm gonna show it one step at a time. Okay, because I'm learning this as I'm going, and once I learn something, I immediately put it into practice to try and get the best harvest possible. So I'm just turning this soil over for now. I think this is the only time that I'm going to ever have to do this, because most of the time I'm planning on just adding more compost to this as the compost in it mature and hopefully settle down. So let me just show you. Okay, so this is a rotted down horse manure, and it's possibly just about 10 centimeter deep, and I have soil that was already in the bed before I put the horse manure in. There's a lot of wood chips with this horse manure, but I'm not really bothered by that. I've used manure with wood chip before and it was never a problem. So let me get to this and I'll show you when I'm mixing in with the perlite. Okay, I've now got my bed to a point where I can transplant some of my honeydew melons and my remaining blacktail watermelon. Now, someone who viewed my channel suggested that I was gonna put this pot directly into the ground, but someone suggested perhaps I should actually remove the bottom. And as I am actually like prying it off, I can see that there's like that is really almost rotted down, to be honest. So what I'm doing now is making sure that there is good compost in there before I put the pot in. Okay, I'm gonna water it down, but I'm just gonna follow that nice advice and perhaps just give the roots a bit more of space to branch out. So by just opening the pot a little bit, put some of this compost. This compost have got up to 4-month feed. So okay, and I'm gonna do that with the other 3. So this is another honeydew. So in between, I will put the European cantaloupe. So I'm not really worried that they're a little bit crowded out because this is my first time growing it. I just want to see whether this will be successful. Okay. Before I decided to plant this out, I gave my watermelon a sort of like 2-day test to see whether they will be affected by the cold, and they seem to be happy in there. They haven't wilted. They don't look like they are stressed at all. So I thought I'll put this out early. Just get more of this mixture. Okay, so these guys are in. All I have to do now is just water them in, and fingers crossed from now on. This compost is looking good. It's not sterile compost, so I'm sure there's gonna be some sort of weeds growing here and there, but I'm not really worried about that. So I've got honeydew, blacktail, honeydew, blacktail, honeydew. On the other side, I've got blacktail, honeydew in this one, and another blacktail watermelon there. Okay, I'm just about to take a little break, and before I take a little break, I just wanted to show you what I've done so far. Okay, I've just planted out a few things, or transplanted them. In this bed here, the small bed, we've got black-tailed watermelon. We've got a honeydew in the middle there, in the middle of this, and we got 2 cantaloupes so far. And coming across here to the bigger bed, this one is a honeydew. So what I've done is I've alternated them. Honeydew, cantaloupe here, watermelon there, another cantaloupe here, honeydew there, watermelon. So what I'm actually doing is I am actually compensating for just in case some of them don't make it. At least I would have maybe 2 or 3. I've also prepared this bed. So what I'm going to put in this bed here is the sweet corn. The sweet corn are definitely ready. I mean, they're going to cast a shadow, and I'm not really worried about the shadow they're going to cast, because this bed is specifically for them. And anything else that I would like or that I'm going to put in that is really, really sun loving and it would really get damaged by being in a shadow, all of those are going to be in a polytunnel. So I'm going to go ahead and put some transplant the sweet corn in here once the sun has gone down a little bit, because it's really, really hot. So what else am I doing at the moment? I'm creating a bed here. As you can see, my mathematical mind is interfering. This yellow here, or that yellow string, is just to make sure that when I do create the other bed over here, so I'm gonna put one bed here, right there, and another bed right about here. So unfortunately, I'm going to actually have to remove some of this spinach and just level this out for another bed. So that's going to be possibly a combination of beans and some other brassicas. Okay, so the potatoes needs a little bit of just sort of maybe some compost put on top, just to make sure that they continue to actually like grow nicely. So over here, just where there's a cover here, I'm going to put some cardboard and put another bed right here. I know it looks like there's gonna be a lot of beds, but these beds are movable. Okay, unlike the huge 4 beds that I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be really difficult to move. The smaller one, the pallet ones, are really I think they'll be easy to move. If I wanted to move one of them, I'll just pick it up and collect the compost. So I'm gonna put one here, and I'm going to put my butternut squash in here. And the idea is I can let them run the length of this covered area here. So I've just covered it to actually like control some of the weed, and then I'll then train the butternut squash to run this way. So the cantaloupes and the watermelons on the other side, they are going to have like a kind of fence for them to climb on. Okay, so that's the idea anyway. Things could change. If you enjoyed our video and our content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button, and also like our video. It helps the algorithm find our video next time we put one up. Okay, home time now. Thank you very much for watching.